Hey guys, so today for y'all I'm going to be doing a demo using my Belletto Studio airbrushing machine. I've had this machine now for about 2 to 3 weeks, somewhere in between there, and I found what I like best with this machine. I found the routine that I think works best for me, and I've accumulated some tips so that if you are thinking about airbrushing, or maybe if you have tried it and you're not getting the results that you like, you can maybe use some of these tips. And by no means am I saying I'm an airbrushing pro. Like I've said, I've had the machine for at tops 3 weeks, so I'm just kind of like an everyday user who has found the best way to do this, at least in my opinion, and what works best for me. Alicia, or Xsparkage here on YouTube, had this amazing discount code that made this machine that I think is originally $430, only $99 I believe is what it was, and overall with shipping I ended up paying $106. Really not that bad, saying that it is a $430 machine, and you know, $106 for an airbrushing machine I think is quite a bargain. This is what it looks like. You obviously have your little airbrushing wand here and then the actual machine. She had another coupon code for one that was $10 less, and the only difference between the machines, it looks like, is you don't get to customize how much air flows out. You can see here that you can turn this knob here to make it so that it starts to pump out a little bit and then a whole lot. With the other one it only has a, ooh, I almost dropped the wand, that wouldn't have been good. But with the other one it only has a low, medium, and high settings. So I decided to go with this one just because, you know, for the $10 extra, I might as well have the little knob that I can use to customize how much airflow comes out. I got my whole kit here in the shade Light. It's called the Ultimate Skin Secrets Starter Kit or something like that. So basically you get the machine and then you get 4 different foundations colors and then a blush. The blush that came with the Light kit is this really pretty like baby doll kind of pink. But the 2 foundations, like I said, I got the shade kit Light or whatever, and the 2 foundations I use are the FY1, which is Creme de la, and FY2, which is Brulee. So the Y basically stands for yellow, means it has a yellow undertone. F is for foundation, and then the 1 is just kind of the tone of it. So it goes from 1, I think they go all the way to like 16. So they have the fairest of the fair and the darkest of the dark. Anyway, with these you really have to give them a nice shake because they do settle a lot. Basically, this is just a water-based foundation, and it's basically just water and pigment. So it's not going to clog your pores. It's not going to, you know, like cause a lot of breakouts. Basically just repeated myself, but it's just going to be really good for your skin and feel really light. I think the key to this product, at least for me, to making it look good is to kind of avoid the eye area because it tends to settle into those lines, I feel, a lot more. So I like to just start with my Smashbox under eye primer thingy. And I think that if you have a product like this, especially this one, you can go over, you know, your under eye circles with the airbrush, and it's going to look a lot more natural, and it's going to look less kind of creepy and old looking. But I personally really like the results I get when I just go in with my Kat Von D tattoo concealer and use this under my eyes and kind of avoid the airbrushing under my eyes as a whole, just because I don't really like the way it looks. I don't know, just the nature of the foundation, I find that it just makes me look really old and accentuates all the lines, and you know, that's just not a really attractive look. So I like to just go in with my normal, you know, everyday concealer. Alright, and then onto the product that I think makes the airbrushing makeup make you look airbrushed and gives you the most flawless appearance, and that is just basically a primer. I mean, you can use any sort of a primer that you want. I really like the Makeup Forever HD primer. This is the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro, which is what I'm going to use today, and you don't really need a whole lot. You just need enough to basically cover your face, so you know, like a pea-size amount, what you would typically use, and you really want to make sure that you're covering, you know, all of your face, not just, you know, like your T-zone if you're used to doing that with the primer, just because this is, like I said, what's going to make your foundation, at least in my opinion, look the most natural, and I don't know, it just gives the airbrushing makeup such a better like canvas to go on top of. Then what I do is I take the foundation, I start with the FY1 shade, which is the Creme de la, give it a little bit more of a shake. And basically I just do 2 drops of that, and then I go into the FY2 shade, which is the Brulee. And I do 2 drops of that, and then I just go back into Creme de la and top it with 2 more drops of this, just so that Brulee can like evenly mix in with the Creme de la. We don't just have the Brulee sitting on top, as I feel like that can sometimes produce more of like an uneven color. So that's kind of just like my custom foundation mix and match. I mean, some of you may be able to just get away with one or the other. I like to mix it just because I find that I'm not as light as Creme de la, but I'm not as dark as Brulee. So if I mix the 2, they work perfectly, and that's a great thing about airbrush makeup, is you can get get such a precise color match. Anyway, so basically what I do then is turn it on the machine, and I don't really turn it on super high. You can kind of see where it is there. It's, I mean, barely past the on mark. And I just take the wand and start to airbrush. And so basically I like to, you know, target whatever spots need concealing first. So I go a little bit closer, pull back on the trigger gently, and just kind of get rid of like that red pimple there. Have a spot right there that I'm trying to get rid of. So just kind of do any target concealing first, and then I'll go in here and just do the rest of my face. The nice thing about this machine is that it's not super loud. Obviously the higher of the setting you have it on, the more obnoxious it is, but you know, it's not anything too crazy. It doesn't bother anybody that I live with. So also, I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't done all my eye makeup. I still haven't done my eyeliner and my mascara, and I do that for a reason with this airbrush. And by the way, if you're not pulling back on anything, nothing comes out, so I'm just going to talk to you guys for a second here. With the airbrush, I find that it just disperses such a mist that if you have mascara on, it will sort of tint your mascara a beigey color and it won't look as black. So I like to wait on mascara till the very end. Of course, if you do your eye makeup after you do your foundation, you won't have any problems whatsoever. But if you're like me and you like to do your eye makeup first, just kind of be careful, because if you have a really dark smoky eye or something on, and then you do this, it will sort of give your eye makeup a fleshy tint. Okay, so that's good for me. You can adjust the coverage. Obviously, the more you put on, the more coverage you're gonna get. You can do a very, very light misting of it. I really like the customization of, you know, how full or how light coverage it is. And then for the very last and final step, I like to go in with a powder, because just like any foundation, this can, you know, with the oils of your skin, break down a little bit. It does have a very, like, natural matte finish, though. It's definitely not anything that has a dewy finish. The kit does come with this thing called luster drops, which are basically like Max Fix Plus. It's just supposed to tone down like the powderiness or the matte look if you have really, really dry skin, and I think that that's an amazing product, and I do sometimes like to use that. Overall, I still like to use, you know, like my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray, just because it sets the makeup, but the luster drops that it comes with do a great job of just, you know, toning down the powderiness, and I just like to really, really lightly powder and just do my T-zone. And yeah, that is it. This has actually been my foundation routine for like the past 3 weeks, is just, you know, using a primer, then using airbrush, setting it with a little bit of powder, making sure that I do my own concealing underneath my eyes, and then you can see how well it covered like that big red spot that I had there, and then down on my chin. It really, really covers acne super well, and I think that if you have, you know, really bad breakouts and you are just finding that everything breaks you out even further and you feel like you're just making your skin worse or it's not covering like you want it to, this is a great product for you. Like, I could not recommend this product to people who struggle with really, really bad breakouts more, because it is so gentle and so nice on your skin. And it's also great for sensitive skin because there's no perfumes or, you know, anything like that in the foundation. It feels really nice and light on the skin, and I love the finish of it. Overall, I do give the whole airbrushing machine like 2 thumbs up. I think it's awesome. I love the customization of the little knob there. And overall, it works really well. I haven't tried any other airbrushing machines, but I am really impressed with the look that I get from this. So I'm going to consider that a good thing, and really recommend this to you guys. I will have Xsparkage's code down below. As I said, it's not mine, it's hers. And a link to this if you're wanting to get it. So that'll all be in the description bar. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.